Welcome back to the channel, guys. Farm Sim Snowy here. So Wednesday the 8th of December, and we have a load of mods again, 20 to be exact. Now I've got home from work a little bit, so it's taken me quite a while to set this up. Normally I would have them all out on display a bit better in my little test area there, but I've decided to stick at the shop because they're all laid out nicely. I will go round them all. I probably won't show you some of them in as much detail as what I have done in some of the others previously, because there's just so many of them, but we will talk about slot counts and look at them in the store as we go. So first of all, we've got this beast here, which I absolutely love. This is the Deutz-Fahr Series 9 by Red Cat 3D. It's 14 slots on console. Absolutely quality detail. All the little coloured buttons at the back. I think 14 slots for that is awesome. It looks very mean and cool from the front. So this one you will find under vehicles, under large tractors, all the way to the end, and there it is there. So 246,000 base price, and the horsepower ranges between 295 and 336. Runs at 37 miles per hour top speed, and we do have a few options here. So first of all, we've got the engine set up. We're on the 9290, which is 295 horsepower. We can change it up to 312 horsepower, then 336 horsepower. And then we go into the Warrior, so it stays at 336. We click on again, we're back down to 295. Now if you have it on the Warrior, you can change the colour, which we'll look at in a second, so I'll leave it on Warrior. And wheel brands, we can change it from Trelleborg, Michelin, Mitas, Continental, BKT, Vedestein, Nokians, and back to Trelleborg. Trelleborgs, we've got standard, wheel weights, let's get a little bit better on there, wide tyres and weights, rear twin wheels, and back to standard, Michelin, standard, wheel weights, wide tyres and weights, rear twin wheels, and back to standard, Mitas, standard, then wheel weights, wide tyres and weights, rear twin wheels, and back to standard. Continental, standard, wheel weights, rear twin wheels, and back to standard. And BKT, standard, wheel weights, wide tyres and weights, rear twin wheels, and back to standard. Vedestein's, standard, wheel weights, rear twin wheels, and back to standard. And in the Nokians, we've got standard 2, and then back to standard, and then we're back to Trelleborg. Quite a few options there. The interior colour, that changes all the seat and all the sort of pillars, the columns between the windows. So we've got light grey, and then we've got beige, and then back to light grey, so you can just see it changing there, like so. And like I say, if you're in the Warrior configuration, you can change the design colour from this standard green to black, which looks very cool as well. And we do have license plate option if you like. So there you go. Just have a quick jump in and listen to it. Lights, those lights look awesome at the front there. Beacons, indicators. Let's have a quick look round the back. Very cool. In the cab, again nicely detailed with all the numbers and buttons, stickers. Got a little bit of flickering there on the mirrors, as you can see. which is a little bit annoying. A lovely little sunroof, and we've got a radio. So very cool. That is the Deutz-Fahr Series 9 by Red Cat 3D. Next up, the King is back. This is the Ponsse ScorpionKing by HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau. I think I've said that right. Apologies if I haven't. This is 18 slots on console. And as you can see, I've gone for some very random colours again. So you've got some good options for the colours. Very cool looking bit of kit though. This was a bit of a beast back in FS19, and I'm sure it's going to be again. This you will find under vehicles again and under forestry machines. Right to the end. There it is. Ponsse ScorpionKing. We can change the horsepower between 286 to 385. Runs at 12 miles per hour. Base price 385,000. Again, quite a few options on this. I'm probably not going to go through all of the wheel setup because in the old, how do you say that again? Univers, there is a ton. So I'll just show you. So we were on Nokians. You can't change them anyway. Got Trelleborgs. We've got a couple of options in there. Trim radials, twin forestry again, T404s, and back to those. In these Olof saws, I can't say that. You've got these, which puts the chains on the front and back wheels, and then we can go all the wheels, and there's just absolutely loads on here, so I won't go through all of them. They've got tracks, all sorts. There's a ton on there. And then back to Nokians. Now this is a weird one. Position lights. I can't see anything changing while I'm doing that. Whether it does something in cab, or if anyone's spotting anything that I'm missing. I've been all round. I can't see anything changing. Like I say, it probably could be when you actually have the lights on. You know, it might add some extra lights, I'm not sure. So I'm not 100% sure about that one, so I do apologise. Back protection, we've got old version, which puts those bars up there and that grille on the back. And then we've got new version. You can see the bars stay the same, but the grille at the back changes a different shape. And then back to no. Sun protection, no or yes. That sort of screens out the windows in the cab, and back to no. Cabine protection, I think that's meant to say cabin. You got yes or no. Again, it puts the bars on the front window there. Engine setup, we've got Scorpion, so we're at 286 horsepower. Go across to ScorpionKing, 385 horsepower. Doesn't actually change anything on the vehicle itself. Main colour, we can change to anything on here. So let's go for something really outrageous. Cabin colour, again. Change that, and then we can change the processor head colour to, again, something a bit mad. And then rim colours. All of these options, as you can see. That looks ridiculous. But there you go, quite a few options on this. So I'm going to jump in, just show you a little bit, because there are some weird things that I don't remember being on FS19. Well, they're not weird. I shouldn't say weird, they're quite cool actually. So let's start the engine first, that would help, wouldn't it? And let's unfold the processor. Obviously that puts that all out. If you're familiar with forestry and using one of these, you'll know exactly what's going on. So now we've got that out. If I do R1 and L3, for me it says toggle steering mode, and it says bogie lift off. If I click L3 in, it kind of lifts the front wheels like that. If I click it again, changes to the back. And if I click it again, it does front and back. So we're kind of just on the 2 centre wheels kind of thing. If I click it again, it goes back down to all 8 wheels on the deck. Pretty cool. So L1 for me, we can turn on the processor. Let's get round a bit front. So square for me, that opens that up, ready to hook onto a tree. Staying with L1, pressing triangle for me, we can change the cut length. Now we can go right from 0.5 meters, so half a meter, right up to 25 meter lengths, which is crazy, as you can see. Right up to 25, we'll get there and then we should go back. There we go. L1 and right stick left and right, we can swing the main crane and cab. L1 and R stick, right stick up and down, brings the arm in and out. R1 and right stick up and down, moves that up and down. We can also boom out, as you can see. And L1 and R1, left stick left and right, tilts the head. And then staying with L1 and R1, if we do right stick left and right, it spins the actual head. And then right stick up and down closes the jaws, like so. I think that is pretty much all of the sort of options. So have a look in cab. Pretty cool. I think as you change, yeah, you can see as you change the cut length, it changes on the screen in front of us, which is pretty cool. Like that. Again, nicely detailed. See all the cloth texture. I like that. Oh, and then if we click R3, we can go to the actual crane itself, so we can see a little bit better. And then we're back out of cab as well. Got lights going on everywhere, as you can imagine. On the crane itself, on all the cab and the back. Indicators. Haven't got any beacons. I think we'll fold that away. Oh, I need to have the engine going first. Let's fold that back away. It puts it back in its transporting state. There you go. That is the Ponsse ScorpionKing by HR Forst und Fahrzeugbau. Very cool. And next up, we've got this cool tractor. Now we do have one of these standard in-game base game tractor, but this you can change the horsepower, which is pretty cool. So this is the Massey Ferguson 3600 by Sham 130, sorry. Again, very nicely detailed. Very cool, older looking tractor. I am a big fan of the older style ones. This one you can find under vehicles and under medium tractors. So this is the in-game one, which is 11 slots, but it's just 170 horsepower. You can't change it up. Then right at the end, we've got the MF3670. I'll click on that. Oh, my menu's playing up. Brilliant. You can change it from 170 to 190. There we go, that's working now. I got a bit worried then. So we've got a few options. We've got the wheel brands: Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, Nokians, and back to Trelleborg. In Trelleborg, got standard, wide tyres 2, narrow tyres, rear twin wheels, and back to standard. In Michelin, standard, wide tyres, narrow tyres, rear twin wheels, and back to standard. Continental, standard, wide tyres, narrow tyres, rear twin wheels, and back to standard. In the Mitas, got standard, rear twin wheels, and back to standard. BKT, we've got wide tyres 2, rear twin wheels, and back to wides. In Vredestein, we've got standard, wide tyres, narrow tyres, rear twin wheels, and back to standard. Nokians, we've got standard, wide tyres, communal, and back to standard, and then we're back to Trelleborgs. Front loader attacher, you can either have no, you can have the Quickie one, or the Hauer, back to no. And then the engine setup, we're on the MF3670, which puts us at 170 horsepower. You can change to the 3680 to 180 horsepower. And then we can also go, oh, we got, I thought it was just, oh yeah, it was. Forgive me, I'm getting confused now. It's been a long day. Can change to the 3690, which gives us 190 horsepower. And then we also have the L19500, which is the Landini version, which is pretty cool. And I'll keep it on that because if we click on one more, we're back to 170. So this stays at 190 horsepower, the Landini one. If we come down to main colour, we can change it from the Massey Ferguson, and we can change the colour to Landini as well, which is pretty cool. So we can have a nice blue Landini. We've got a license plate option there, and I forgot to say this has got a top speed of 24 miles per hour. So we'll jump in and have another listen. Let's do some lights, indicators, no beacons on here. Pretty cool. In cab, nicely detailed again with all the buttons and sticks, and we've got the flickering on the mirrors again, which is annoying. We've got all our aircon and windscreen wipers, pretty smart, and the time there is actually the same as the in-game, which is cool. So there you go, that is the Massey Ferguson 3600 by Sham 130. I probably won't go as mad with these, I'll just walk around them and show you, but I just wanted to show you the sort of vehicles inside and whatnot. So next up we've got this, which is the Fliegl SDS350J by Pepe978. It is a low loader. Again, very cool looking. You can use this to transport your vehicles. Beacons on there, all the lights, etc. We've even got a pin hitch at the back, which will be very handy. So I'm not going to hook up to this or anything like that. This is just decoration, it can't be moved. It has got tension belts as well, as you can see. I love that sound effect for the tension belts now. Very cool. So this you can find under tools and under low loaders, which is right down the bottom, and then right to the end there it is, 23,000 to buy. I didn't tell you how many slots. This is 3 slots if you're on console, and there it is. We've got a few options, not many. Wheel setup, we can go standard or steering axle, which is obviously going to steer the rear axle as you turn, which is pretty cool. And then back to standard. Main colour, any of these colours. So we've got a few branded colours there if you want, which is pretty cool. And then rim colour, again, all these different options. So we can have a complete Challenger looking setup if we want. It's very cool indeed. Obviously that does add to the price if you start messing around with the colours. There you go, that is the Fliegl SDS350J by Pepe978. He's got, or she's got, a few mods out today. Next up, oh, it's right behind me. This is the new Holland BR6090 by Daniel X321. It's obviously a baler. This is 3 slots if you're on console. Pretty cool. Sort of like an older style looking baler. I like that. Very smart. So again, under tools and then under balers, we go right to the end. It's only 30,000 to buy. Requires 45 horsepower to run, and we do 125 centimeter bales. Runs at 9 miles per hour when it's working. All we can do is change the main colour. We've got 2 different yellow types. It is kind of hard to see the difference, but I think one's a little bit... This first one almost looks a little bit dirtier. Sort of got like rough texture to it. This one looks a lot smoother. And then design colour is going to change this bit at the back. So if we put that on black, there you go. So pretty cool. Another cool mod. That's the new Holland BR6090 by Daniel X321. And yes, praise the Lord, the Great Plains is back. Although I think this... Is this exactly the same as the one we had in FS19? But we'll check. This is the Great Plains YP2425A by Adams Kong. It is 12 slots. Did I say, by the way, that was 3 slots, that baler? I can't remember if I did or not, so apologies if I didn't. So this is 12 slots. Awesome detail. Just love the stickers when you come up. Look, they don't even fade out, blur out. I can read that. To avoid injury or machine damage. That's madness. But very cool, lovely detail. I'm a big fan of this. Very smart. Indeed. So this bad boy you will find under tools, and this is under planters. If we go right to the end, 142,000 to buy. Requires 280 horsepower to pull. Holds 5,800 litres of seed. There's no fertiliser option. And it's 18.2 metre wide. Runs at 9 miles per hour. And as you can see down the bottom, you can plant corn, sunflower, soybeans, sugar beet, cotton, wheat, barley, oat, canola, oilseed radish, grass and sorghum. So very, very useful indeed, that is. The only option we've got is attach a type. You can either have trailer, or if you look at the front there, it changes to 3-point. So you either have a trailer attacher or the 3-point, which is pretty cool. But I know that's going to please a lot of people. Very nice. So that is the Great Plains YP2425A by Adams Kong. Next up, this comes as a pack. So this is the Amazon D830 pack by Ostry. This is the Amazon D830, and this is 4 slots if you're on console, and it comes with this, which is the Rabe MKE 300, which is 2 slots, and these will hook together. You don't have to use them together, or at least I don't think you do. It doesn't look like you do. I didn't actually test that, to be honest with you. In fact, let's have a quick look. Let's test that. Apologies. But basically, you can hook them together and you can cultivate and seed at the same time, which is pretty cool. I'll quickly show you them together, then we'll look at them in the store. So we're hooked up to the Rabe, come back, that will hook up with that. So as you can see, as you run along, it will cultivate and then seed behind. So if we just drop that down and let's pop this over here for a minute. hit by any traffic. Now I would have thought you could use these separately, but I didn't really think to test that. Yeah, thought you might. That's cool. Happy days. You never know until you try. So this Amazon D830 you will find under tools, under seeders, right at the end. 10,000 to buy, requires 85 horsepower, so pretty low. Holds 1,000 litres of seed, again no fertiliser. It's 3 metre wide and it runs at 9 miles per hour. And you can put in the ground wheat, barley, oats, canola, soybeans, oilseed radish, grass and sorghum. No options, it comes like that, but it's very nice detail. And then the Rabe MK300, I think it was, wasn't it, is under tools, and that is under power harrows. Right at the end, there it is, the MKE300, 9,000 to buy, 3 meters as well, obviously because they run together, and also 9 miles per hour. This requires 95 horsepower as well. So that is one thing to note. If you are using them together, you will need to add those horsepowers together and make sure your tractor is powerful enough to run both of them together. Again, very cool, nicely detailed, no options again. Pretty cool. So that is the Amazon D830 pack by Ostry. Moving on from there, we've got an animal trailer. This is the Joskin Betimax RDS6000 by Blacksheep Modding. 3 slots if you're on console. Again, very cool. Nice to have some different options for your animal transport. I like that. This you'll find under tools and under animal transport, like so, and it's right at the end, because base game, I know a couple have come out, but we've only got 3, and these 2 are for horses, which just technically leaves you with that unless you download the others. But here it is, the Joskin Betimax RDS6000, 15,000 to buy. It will hold 7 cows, 10 pigs or 10 sheep, which is pretty cool. We've got a few options on there, so we can change the wheel brand from Trelleborg, BKT, Michelin and back to Trelleborg. You can't change any of the wheel setups, it is what it is. And then beacons, you can have standard, so at the back it's just a standard one, or then we can go LED, which is pretty cool. And then we can change the main colour from that green to silver, like so. And we do have a license plate option. That puts another 500 on there if you change the colour though. So pretty cool. That is the Joskin Betimax RDS6000 by Blacksheep Modding. Next up, this is going to be very handy as well. This is the Lizard ST16000 Sea Tender by Iceberg 00. This is an auger wagon. It does look a bit plain, but it's got some nice detail on it. Some cool lights at the back and down there. I like the tyres, they're quite nice, chunky. There's obviously the pipe there, like so, pin hitch. So this you'll find under tools, and this is under auger wagons, right to the end. Quite a few in-game auger wagons. It's this fella here, but it's, although it's called a sea tender, as you can see down the bottom there, it will hold wheat, barley, oat, canola, sorghum, sunflowers, soybeans, corn, seeds and solid fertiliser. It's got a 16,000 litre capacity. This is 3 slots on console as well, forgot to mention that. Got a few options, so we can change the wheel brand. We've got Nokians, Trelleborg, Lizard, Mitas and back to Nokian. The only one you can actually change the wheel setup on is Trelleborg, as you can see. So we can have wide tyres or standard, back to wide. Change the main colour to anything on here, like so, and we can change the rim colour to anything on here, like so. And that is it. Obviously changes the price if you select some of those. That is the Lizard ST16000 Tender by Iceberg00. Next up, this will be coming in very handy as well. This is the Grégoire Besson Trailed Lifter by Univers Simu Modding. It is 3 slots on console. Very cool, nice detail as well. Love those tyres on there, big chunky ones. Basically what this will do is if you have a tractor that hasn't got a 3-point hitch on the rear, you can hook it up as a trailer and then it does give you your 3-point hitch, which I'll show you a prime example in a second. So this you'll find under tools, and this was under miscellaneous, and it's there at the end, 15,000 to buy. There's no options. It is what it is, but it's got some T404s on. Cool. So, for example, if we go into large tractors, I believe this big bad boy here, if we look at the rear here, there is no 3-point hitch, but it does have a pin hitch attachment, so you could hook that up and then use that trailer as your 3-point hitch, which is pretty cool. So that is the Grégoire Besson Trailed Lifter by Univers Simu Modding. Moving on from there, we're getting there, guys. I do apologise, but I do like to show you as much as I can. Again, similar to the Amazon Cedar and the Rabe, these two will hook up together. They come as a pack. And this is the Alpago KF7 by Pepe978. So this is the Alpago. This is 4 slots, and this was, what was this called? This is the Franta H10, and this is 2 slots. You can again run these separately, but you can hook them up. So this is a subsoiler. So as you go through and subsoil, if you have this attached to the back of that, as you go through subsoiling, it will run over and give you like a cultivated state, like so. So obviously this will be under tools, and the first one is under subsoilers, and there it is at the end. 11,000 to buy, requires 160 horsepower, 3 meter wide, and runs at 7 miles per hour. Whoa, that's close. There's no options. It is what it is, like that. A very mean looking thing. So obviously if you use one of these, it's gonna hook up your stones if you've got field stones switched on. And obviously if you use this on its own, it will give you that ploughed state. But if you use the H10 behind it, it will give you the ploughed and cultivated state, which is pretty cool. And the next one was under cultivators. So it's this guy, the Franta H10. This requires 40 horsepower, so again you'll have to add those two together. Also 3 meter wide and 7 miles per hour. 2,500 for this one. Again, very mean looking thing. No options. It is what it is. Like so. And that is the Alpago KF7 300 by Pepe978. Moving on from there, we have got this. This is the Gutler Matador 30 by Rick Black Labelli STv-Modding. This is 2 slots on console. It's a roller. Again, looks very vicious. Obviously that will hook up to your tractor and you can roll over your fields with it. This you'll find under tools, and under rollers, and it's the one at the end there, the Matador 30. 3 meter wide, runs at 10 miles per hour, and it's 2,100 to buy. Again, no options, it just comes like that. Do love the little bar there to obviously keep it upright. That's pretty cool. I like that. So there you go. That's the Matador Matador 30 by Rick Black Label STv-Modding. That's a mouthful. And then we've got a 3 meter cultivator. This is the Rau Polymag 300 by Camelos 0397. This is 4 slots on console. Nice detail. As you can see, this you'll find under tools and under cultivators. There it is, right at the end. 100 horsepower required to run it, 3 meter wide, runs at 9 miles per hour, 7 grand to buy. The only option we've got is to change the main colour to anything on there, like so. Brown. There you go. Pretty cool. That is the Rau Polymag 300 by Camelos 0397. Next up, another favourite of mine. This is the front lifter by Pepe 978. It's 2 slots on console. I absolutely love this thing. Very handy and versatile. Basically what this will do, a little bit like the 3-point trailer thing there, if you've got a tractor that hasn't got a front lifter attachment obviously on the front, you can pull up to this and hook up to it. Now in FS19 this did hook up to some trucks, so I used to run this on my No Man's Land series on the in-game MAN, and I used to hook the milling machine up to it with a big trailer on the back of there, and I used to scoop up all the silage, straw, grass, anything. It's absolutely wonderful. So I'm happy this is here. So this you will find under tools, and this is under miscellaneous down the bottom. There you go, 2.5 grand to buy. You can change the main colour to any of these, so we've got a couple of brands on there if you want, like so. Fent, so you can match it up to your tractors, which is pretty cool. But I wondered, does it hook up to one of these trucks? Now I'm not too sure about some of the Mack trucks because the front of them look a bit different, but I just thought I'd check. Oh yeah baby, got a front lifter on our MAN truck. Just need a milling machine now. Cool, I'm happy with that. So that is the front lifter by Pepe 978. Let's get back round the front. Next up, this is, and these two come as a pack, this is the Quickie HDV 240 by Maxter. The bucket here is 2 slots, and this little adapter is 1 slot. So basically this is a bucket, and I'll show you in the store, and it can, so if we need to go into front loader tools to the end, you can use it as a normal bucket on a front loader. It's 2,100 to buy. Will hold all those crops down the bottom, 2,000 litre capacity, and it's 2.4 meters wide. But what makes it a little bit more interesting is we can change the design, so we can use it as a normal front loader, so on your tractor or an actual front loader itself, but you can switch it, put this adapter on the bucket to fit onto a telehandler, which is pretty cool. Puts on another 400 on the price though, and then back to front loader. So if you're looking for another option of a bucket for your telehandler, you could use this guy. And then this adapter is gonna then allow you to use pretty much anything onto a telehandler. So this one you will find under telehandler tools, right at the end, and as you can see it says up the top there, with this adapter you can attach front loader implements to telehandlers. So you can pretty much put this on your telehandler and then hook up to whatever front loader tool you wish to. So that becomes a very handy bit of kit. That 400 to buy, so very cheap. We can change the main colour to anything on there, so again you could match it up to any of your tractors. Just go black if you wanted to. Pretty cool. So those two come together as a pack, and that is the Quickie HDV 240 by Maxter. Oh, I'm getting out of breath. Next up, we've got this weight. This is the New Holland 850 kilogram weight by STv-Modding. It's 2 slots if you're on console. Again, nicely detailed, and it has got a pin hitch there, so you can hook up a trailer to it if you wish to. This you'll find under tools, and this will be under weights. Right at the very end. There it is, 900 to buy. You can't actually adjust the weight or anything, it is 850, that is it, but we can change the main colour to again anything we want, like so. Pretty cool. So that is the New Holland 850 kilogram weight by STv-Modding. Next up we've got this. This is the Lizard Fillable Pallet by Z007. It's 2 slots on console, and it's basically a pallet you can fill with different types of goods which we'll look at in a store. So you'll need to come into here, and you need to go down to objects and then to pallets, and then all the way at the end, there we go, the lizard fillable pallet, only 50 to buy. Holds 2000 litres of any of those crop types down the bottom, so quite handy and versatile. Then you can fill them up and unload them from there. There's no options, it just comes like that, but it's very cool, nicely detailed, all the wood effect and the pallet. Looks very real, very nice. You can't pick it up like that, empty. That is it. So that's the Lizard Fillable Pallet by Z007. Next up we've got this. This is the Diesel Canister by FS22 Mods. It's 1 slot on console. We can pick this up like so and move it around. Basically you can fill this up with diesel. I think it only holds 20 litres, which isn't a lot, but you can fill it up with diesel, and then you can fill tractors up, pieces of machinery with it. So pretty cool. So if you want to do a bit of role playing where you're out on the field with a jerry can like this, that's going to be pretty cool. So this one you will find, where did we find this? This is also under pallets. In fact, we just saw it, didn't we? Under pallets, there it is, diesel canister, 25 to buy. Holds 20 litres, like I say. And there it is. We can change the main colour to anything like that. Probably needs to go maybe that colour to look like a proper jerry can. And you don't get charged by the look of it for the colour changing, but that's pretty smart. Good idea. So that is a diesel canister by FS22 Mods. Oh, right, we've got these. These are all the same thing, but I've got different variations. I've got straw, grass and hay out. These are the buyable small square bales by Z007. They are 1 slot on console. Basically you can buy them from 1 bale right up to 16, and they are bales that you can pick up, which is pretty cool. So these you'll find again under objects across the bales, and there they are at the end, 1 slot. Vary in price, so the straw ones are well, base of 100, because if we go up to 16, that's going to go up to 1,600. But you can basically go from 1 right up to 16 and buy them in bulk like that, which is pretty cool if you wanted to do that. Similar scenario with the grass and the hay, but there you go. Obviously the hay's more expensive, but they're pretty cool. I like them. So that is the buyable small square bales by Tarksy 007. We have got one left, which is over the other side of the road, so I'm going to run over there because it is a placeable. Try not to get run down. There we go, and it's this shed here. This is the machine shelter by Besson V3. It's 6 slots if you're on console. Again, it's got some nice detail to it. And like some of the in-game lights, if you watch the help menu, as soon as we walk inside, we can turn on the shed lights. So it doesn't matter where you are, as long as you've got that coming up, instead of hunting around for a light switch, we can do that. These, or this rather, you will have to go into build mode for that, and it's going to be under sheds, and there it is right at the end. 10,600 to buy. Says 1 slot there because obviously I've got one place down, but it is 6 slots. So if we click on that, we can spin them round and then place it down wherever we want, like so. And that is it. That was the machine shelter by Besson V3, and that is all of the 20 mods today that I've released. So I hope that was okay for you and I didn't bumble my way through it, but there was a lot to get through today. I'm going to have a lie down, I think, after that. But I hope you have all enjoyed it and enjoyed some of the mods. I'm glad there's some familiar favourites that are back. That certainly pleased me. Hope it pleases some of you guys. If you have enjoyed it, please drop us a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do, and don't forget to hit that motivation, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.